Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to join a GTA 5 roleplay server on console. Now, I understand that there's a lot of weird stigmatism with this, that just because it's on console, it's nowhere near as good as FiveM. Look, I'm going to be real with you guys. I play both FiveM and console RP. Well, of course I play console RP. I own Horizon Roleplay, 27,000 members, which is substantial. It's not like a gloat, it's just, it's popular. People do enjoy it. So, for those of you that are like totally skeptical on this, thinking like, this is stupid, keep thinking that, but you're missing out. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging on all these semantics of why Horizon's the best server and why blah blah blah. I'm just gonna get to the point. GTA RP on console isn't nearly as popular as FiveM. Obviously, that's needless to say, but does that mean it's not popular? No, it's very popular. It's doing very well, at least for me anyway. In my server, we are doing absolutely well. 27,000 isn't just some random number. That's a lot of people to get together to do stuff like that. But let me actually explain what the server has to offer and what makes it so good. Why are 27,000 people all in Horizon console RP? Let me explain. So I made the server all the way back in about 2022, which was quite a while ago now, at least for most people. It started out originally was very simple compared to what it is now. You would join my stream, we would load up a custom deathmatch on GTA, and everybody would just kind of join in and just do their thing in RP. Some people were cops, some people were criminals, generic RP stuff. And over time, I thought it'd be easier if my viewers could like come together somewhere to actually join RPs, but more like structured, and so that it always didn't have to be when I was streaming. Regardless, those were fun, but what I've created after that is absolutely mind-blowing. To give you context, prior to what we're doing now, what we did before was fun, but nowhere near as advanced. What we're doing now isn't just, hey, you follow the rules and we'll hope you do, and we'll all just go around pretending to be criminals and cops, and it's just, some lawless, no. What we have now is actually really close to FiveM, and you immediately probably want to click off the video because that sounds like some clickbaity thing, but I'm not clickbaiting you, and here's why. What I've done in the server is, through a lot of rigorous work and effort, I have set up bots and things in-game as well as in the server in order to cater to the roleplay experience. A lot of people have asked me before, well, is it just like a weird trust system where you have to follow the rules, otherwise, well, you don't get to RP, but realistically, anyone could just go in and grief? Well, technically, yes, but people can do that even in FiveM. There's no guarantee people joining a whitelisted FiveM server are going to also follow all of the rules, and that goes with console. However, we have an instant kick system without the need of vote kicking or without any of that weird extra stuff added. So say you guys do end up joining the server. Well, the great thing is we have a channel made entirely to teach you exactly how to join. And wouldn't you believe it, the channel's called How to Join. It's a very easy process, it's only a few steps and it doesn't take very long. Realistically, you get in as fast as you apply and go through these steps, which also again isn't really that long. At most, it might take you an hour to get into RP from the time that you join the server, depending on how quick you are with it. As well as that, before I get into any semantics on how to join, I'm going to tell you guys why you want to join. So first things first, if you do end up joining the Discord, what you'll notice is a channel referred to as the Roleplay Guide. It's literally called the Roleplay Guide. And in here, there's sections. These will explain literally every aspect of the server and RP and everything in roleplay that you'll need to know. I know a lot of servers have this really weird figure it out in RP type of vibe that you have to get along with, but not here. I don't like the idea that people are just confused and don't know what to do, and then the whole point is that you join the server in order to RP. You don't want to sit around waiting and trying to figure out how to get through a certain process just because people don't want to explain it to you as if it were some Destiny 2 raid puzzle, which is entirely understandable. So what you can find in this guide are things like making money, which will teach you how to get a job in RP, how to go hunting, use the pawn shop, looting dumpsters, and yes, if I didn't already mention, which I know I didn't, there's a looting mechanic, and no, it's not just as simple as looting trash bins. There's a whole heck of a lot involved. As well as how to create a civilian ID, which yes, we do have a CAD MDT. You guys are able to register vehicles, register civilian IDs, and yes, those plates and all those things can be tracked down by police. Naturally, of course. Oh, and yes, all in the Discord. There's no need to go externally into a browser. So if you only have one device, like a cell phone in your console, it's good enough. As well as how drugs in RP work. So you guys are probably wondering if there's any criminal related roleplay. Yes, and there's a lot. So when it comes to drugs in the roleplay, Horizon actually offers a very in-depth crafting, selling mechanic that can boast a pretty penny. It's no easy task for beginners, however. For starters, you need to view recipes for drugs such as different strains of weed like sativa or purple sherbet, Chiliad Kush, etc. You can also craft things such as lean, meth, cocaine, fentanyl, and so on by typing equals recipe, the drug name, and doing all of that in the crafting channel. And then it'll literally show you the recipe and all the prerequisites needed for making them. Now, to be clear, crafting does require ingredients. You can find those ingredients around the map or from shops such as the Smoke on the Water or the dealer. So you can actually go into the game world and loot things to use for crafting, and not just crafting drugs. There's also weapon crafting as well. We'll get into that in a bit. You might be wondering where are materials actually found? Well, if you head to the Davis Quarry, Ron Power Station, or the Humane Labs, as well as construction sites and more, you can find things there, like acid, acetone, lithium, and so on. In order to actually sell drugs though, you're going to want to head to the drug selling channel. With a photo of you in front of an NPC, type equals Sal with the drug name, and of course it only works with the finished product, so you can't sell a tray of meth to an NPC, but if you bag it up and package it, you can sell that to NPCs, and that goes with the rest. When it comes to guns in RP, we do have a classing system for weapons, so class 1s are considered legal with a license, so with those, you will need to buy a class 1 license from an ammunition store, and then above that are class 2s and class 3s. Now, I'm not going to get into what those exactly are, but if you guys do end up joining the server, feel free to check it out for yourself. And one of the bigger questions we receive is, do you guys have civ ranks? Yes, we have civ ranks, and yes, they are 100% needed. Why are civ ranks so important? Because every player will gain XP by role-playing, which means that when you use roleplay channels, you will eventually receive a new role added called a rank. This isn't just for buying stuff to make drugs and other items and buying certain vehicles. No, this is also just to keep things tame. We don't want some new civilian who just joined the server to join in and immediately start bank robberies and doing things that they probably wouldn't be able to do fresh off the boat into the city. Wouldn't really make any sense. It just keeps things balanced and chilled out for the most part so that there isn't just craziness going on 24/7. As well as voice chat in RPs. So in characters section in the server, after you get whitelisted, you can actually find roleplay channels such as interactions, crafting, etc. And below those, you will see proximity voice chats. You need to remain in one at all times during RP so that if someone in RP comes up to you, they can immediately start talking to you. This goes both ways and it simulates proximity chat perfectly. And yes, if a police officer starts flashing their lights, you gotta join a traffic stop VC because they're pulling you over. Another cool thing is we actually have a simulated Twitter in the server where you can create your own profile, you can like, retweet, and it looks exactly like Twitter. It's awesome. We also have a chop shop script. So what this allows you to do is walk up to a parked NPC vehicle and strip it for parts. To do this, head over to uTool, purchase a crowbar, then find a parked NPC vehicle, hit it, take a photo, send it in the chop shop channel, and that's it. There's a pretty good chance you might get something like a bumper or spark plugs or even an engine or even maybe mirrors and a whole bunch more, as well as crafting materials. There's a few things as well, like obviously green zones, so police stations and hospitals and stuff like that. Those are going to be places you can't go and start robbing players and killing people. Naturally, of course, there does need to be some safe zones to keep some semblance of normality in the roleplay. Now, when it comes down to large robberies in the server, you probably wouldn't be expecting this, but it's a little more in-depth than you think. For example, maybe you want to go to the Pacific Standard Bank and hack the terminal in order to get in and maybe get yourself some gold bars or marked bills. The cool thing about this is, for one, marked bills need to be cleaned. It is dirty cash, and gold bars are just worth a lot of money. Once you do this, it'll actually alert other players that are police officers that are in the roleplay at that time that the bank heist is ongoing and they need to arrive. It's a really cool system setup. You guys are going to love it. As well as drilling into safety deposit boxes. But to be clear with that, you do need to go and buy a drill from uTool or any hardware store. We also have supply drops. And to be clear, this isn't some weapon skin crate thing like in CSGO. No. Every 48 hours, staff members and admins will actually initiate a supply drop where an actual supply drop will drop somewhere in the game in RP, and players can go there for a chance to get weapon blueprints. This is the only way to get weapon blueprints, just to keep things balanced. And no, this isn't the only way to get weapons, just weapon blueprints, and also anything above a class 2, 3, and etc. If you want to get a class 1 like a pistol or something, you gotta go to ammunition to buy it. Oh, also we have a hot wiring feature. So if you see a parked NPC vehicle, you can do /hotwire and it'll actually give you about roughly 30 seconds and tell you if it's either been successful or unsuccessful. And you can hotwire vehicles. Pretty cool. There's also a few things in there related to how items in the server work or how dying in RP works, as well as priorities, getting arrested, looting and material use, and so on. And if you're still watching, and I have totally convinced you that this is probably super freaking cool, because it really is, if you do want to join, there's a link in the description. Head down to the description of this video, click on the link, and by the way, make sure you have your PSN linked to your Discord. You don't have to, but it does help. If you don't know how to do that, you can just go on Google and search up, how do I link my PSN to my Discord? It's very easy. Again, you don't have to, it just helps out. But that's it. Once you join the Discord, head over to the Once you join the Discord, head over to the How to Join channel, read the How to Join channel, and you should be in RP within a very short amount of time. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. See y'all later. Have an awesome day, and peace out.